Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for another practice. Today we will dive into some deep yin yoga. So get your props and cushions and blankets if you need, if it's cold where you are. And the theme of today's class is the power of vulnerability. So let's begin. Just finding your comfortable seat. Gently close the eyes, just roll the shoulders back and down. Land your palms wherever they fall comfortably. And just begin by feeling the connection with the ground and feeling the weight of your body. And just traveling that awareness up into your heart center, just observing the rhythm of the breath. And let's bring the palms together in prayer and Anjali Mudra, tucking the chin towards your chest. And I invite you to find your intention for your practice today, whatever resonates with you. Or if you'd like, you can have the intention to be vulnerable and to be open. So just repeating your intention, whatever that may be, several times, silently to yourself. And then together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, gently release that breath through the mouth. Releasing your intention, releasing the palms. Just gently flutter the eyes open. All right, let's begin in our first posture. So we'll come into a heart opener. I would use as many props as possible in this pose. So I will show you how we're going to do it. So either dependent on your flexibility, maybe just having the bolster is enough. We're simply just going to lie down onto our backs, elevating the chest, and we will bring the soles of the feet together. So butterfly pose on the bottom half. If that's not comfortable for you, you can just keep the legs straight, that's up to you. And also, you can also support the knees if they're quite high up, support the backs of the thighs with cushions or blocks. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, and if you have the flexibility in the front of your body, then let's either, you've got two options here, to just place the blocks like so, and then on top of the blocks you're going to place the bolster, and then you're going to lean back. Personally, I like to have the second block on the higher side and then place the bolster on top. So that gives me a deep opening. That may not be for you, so listen to your body and support your body with whatever it needs in this moment. So you want to come up to the bolster, your cushions. If you don't have a bolster, you can roll up a blanket, which is nice and firm. So you just want to bring it up to the sacrum and then just start to lean back, and you're going to lie all the way back down. So relax the head once you're here. So remembering the nature of yin is to allow. We don't want to push the pose, so just come to the your first edge, whatever feels, where you're feeling something, but you're not struggling in the pose. Here also, once you find your first edge, let's just gently close the eyes and try to soften the whole body. You can also take the arms up overhead. This will give you an even deeper opening for the heart meridian. So wherever you are, just get nice and comfortable and find that stillness. Breathing into your heart space. With each exhalation, encourage your body to soften. And maybe straight away here you can notice the tension and the tightness. And maybe you can bring your awareness into the area in your body that you're feeling it the most. And let's place our focus onto that area of your body, wherever it may be. It's going to be different for everyone. It might be in your legs, maybe in the arms, maybe in the chest, the shoulder blades, the lower back, whatever it is you're feeling. Soften into it. And leaning deeper into it. Notice when your mind starts to convince you that you need to move or that something terrible is going to happen if you don't move from this position. And just notice that. When you notice those thoughts arise, the urge to move, that's when the miracle starts to happen. So, can you just lean in, soften into the voice that tells you that this is uncomfortable and that you need to escape. And maybe you can soothe that voice. You can just tell yourself that you are safe, that whatever is occurring, whatever feels really intense in this moment, will pass. Remind yourself how strong you are. Maybe you can remind yourself of all the difficult situations that you have been in and overcome. As you do so, soften your chest, soften the grip, the fingers, soften the knees, the feet, coming to a space of complete surrender. In this space where we find ourselves vulnerable, and notice that in this position right now, maybe you feel vulnerable. Acknowledge that. And remind yourself how powerful this practice is and how much benefit you can receive from leaning into your discomfort, from being vulnerable, surrendering to this moment in all of its expressions, whatever's going on in your mind, in your body, and emotionally. Just surrender to it all. For just a few more breaths now. Maybe you can just notice if there has been any change to when you checked in at the beginning, when you first came into the pose, where it felt really intense. Has it intensified? Has maybe the sensations moved or softened? Or maybe it's all the same. Whatever is going on, just observe, releasing attachment. In complete stillness. And then slowly now, let's start to think about coming out of the pose. Now we'll move very gently, very slowly. Your heart is now completely open. Let's bring the arms down slowly as you like to begin with. And then from here, I would take your palms and help your knees together. Once you're there, once the soles of the feet are on the mat, you can place the palms or the elbows, just lifting up your head and support yourself as you press yourself away from your props. Let's just move those all aside and we'll just come and lay down on your back. So gently and slowly as you like, it's coming all the way down. And maybe it feels nice to bring the knees into the chest. You can keep the eyes closed as you rock that out. Maybe just swinging the knees gently and slowly from side to side. And then from here, let's make our way up. You can come onto one side and then slowly find your way up to a seat. Find your Savasana to begin with. And we'll come into a square pose. So, let me just see. Yeah, I think we'll be fine this way. So, if you need to sit on a cushion, please do so. And if what I'm doing right now here is not, it's completely impossible for you, then I would just come into the cross-legged position. But if it's available for you, let's take wherever you are, the right leg over the left. And if it's available for you, then we're going to come into what's referred to as the square pose. So we're going to bring the right leg over the left and try to stack the right knee over the ankle, left foot over the knee. And dependent on your flexibility, you may want to either place some blocks or cushions, etc., to just support your body. From here, we're going to start leaning forward. So just start to take the palms or the fingertips and just walking them gently and slowly away from you. So we really don't want to push ourselves. As soon as you come to that space where you're feeling something in your body, then we're already doing something. So at that place, we could probably just grab our blocks and place our forehead down. Wherever you are, just find that first edge As the time passes, we can always come deeper. So just finding that place where you're feeling a level of discomfort, but not too much that you are struggling in the pose. Soften into your body. And as we did in the first pose, just start to scan your body and focus in on where you feel it the most. Your breath is slow and calm, but if it feels really intense, you may have the urge to take deeper breaths. It's totally okay. Listen to yourself. Do whatever feels right for you in this moment. You are your own teacher, your own guide. I am just here to hold space. The work is all happening within. So let's just talk about this idea of surrendering and being vulnerable. And what does that mean to you? Just take a moment to think about, what does it mean to surrender? To be vulnerable. Society says that surrendering is a sign of weakness. That being vulnerable is something that we should hide. We should never show our vulnerability. And it's likely that you and I and anyone else believes these things as we were conditioned. If you want to take it a little bit deeper here now, you can change the height of the blocks or maybe move the fingertips or the palms further away from you. Do whatever feels right for you. Maybe staying in the same position feels like the right thing. So to be vulnerable has always been something, or maybe not always, but for as long as we can remember, something that is not encouraged and has been perceived to be weak in a sense. And I just want you to start to explore or think about the idea of how being vulnerable can be powerful. Maybe you can think about moments in your life. See what arises as I say these words. Bringing to mind a moment in your life where you really felt vulnerable. And it was your judgment of being vulnerable that made it, that maybe that you felt like it was a bad thing. Just observe what arises in your mind, in your body, emotionally. We'll just be here for a few more breaths. Just feeling into that sensation and surrendering your entire being. Everything within you wants to fight back, but you're not going to. You're just softening and leaning into it, listening, and then allowing and accepting all that is happening. Now slowly, my friends, just start by lifting the head and walk the hands back towards you. Okay, then as we come up, let's release the legs and come and find a position that feels good to you. So a rebound pose, maybe just coming to lay on your back, or if you like, you can lay on your front, whatever feels good. Just you want to release the tension from the legs. So as you come into the rebound, always keep your awareness fully on your body. And as you release, you can sort of feel these sensations, the energy moving through your body. You feel some tingling sensations in your legs and the soles of your feet. Releasing now. Good. So slowly, just finding your way up to that seat again, and we'll take it over the other side. So I'll go this way now. We're just going to take the left leg now over the right, coming into that square shape. If this is not accessible to you, then please just go with the cross-legged position again. If you need cushions, blocks, whatever you need to support your body. So left over right or in front of right. And then from here, just leaning forward. And then just leaning forward to that point where you're feeling something. Maybe just take a few breaths. See if you can take it a little bit deeper and see what happens. If it's not comfortable for you, then just take it back a bit. Just listen to your body, listen to yourself. Placing your forehead down on a block or a cushion. Just soften the whole body. Telling yourself to relax. Reminding yourself that you are safe. And that there is such power, such strength in being this vulnerable. To surrender takes far more strength than it does to fight. Fighting against something almost comes second nature to us. It's something that we just immediately want to do. If we hear somebody say something that doesn't seem right to us, we want to go back with what we feel is right and argue and fight. Can you allow all that is occurring in this moment? And you can, because you're doing it. And it's really uncomfortable, and it goes against everything that you have been taught. And see how strong you are as you surrender into the discomfort in your body in this moment. So going back to that vulnerability. For me, the most vulnerable time or moment that I can remember in my life was the moment I was giving birth. Completely vulnerable. And can you see how much power there is in that? If you are male, then, or you can maybe just use your imagination. Or if you have had children yourself and are female, or been around people who have given birth, you will know that no one messes with a woman who is in labor. Despite being so vulnerable, can you see how powerful she is? And her vulnerability is her power. Because she is so vulnerable, no one messes with her. And how beautiful that is. Seems so contradictory or paradoxical. Take it deeper now if you want to. Come to that deepest point just for the last few breaths. Take it as deep as you can. Taking deep breaths. You're just simply allowing your body to soften. Just allowing it to do its thing. And how much strength does it take? How much mind strength does it take for you to relax into your body when it feels so uncomfortable? That's a lot. A lot of power there, my friends. So let's come up slowly and gently. We'll find our way back onto our backs. Just moving gently and softly. Releasing those legs. Maybe it might feel comfortable for you to just keep your legs bent. Or if you want to extend the legs. Wherever you are, just find stillness again. Just observing. Just simply being. In your complete raw state. Okay, before we come into the next pose, let me think. Yeah, we will just come into one more pose before we come into Shavasana. So, this is another pose that you can feel pretty vulnerable and uncomfortable in. It's called Dead Bug, and we're just simply going to take the soles of our feet up and the palms of our hands up. And we're just going to let them sort of dangle there. So just try to relax, soften the fingertips, soften the soles of the feet. Just allowing all the energy, the blood, the fluids to flow down your arms and your legs into your body. Notice how, no matter how vulnerable you can get, you become, you are always supported. The earth beneath you, holding you. We are hold back against the ground. Observe the discomfort, the urge to move. You can keep the knees soft, and maybe as time passes they become softer and softer. Just a few more breaths. If you're still here practicing, I just want to commend you. Doing the Yin Yoga practice is not something that most people want to do, because it is very hard. Surrendering and leaning into discomfort doesn't come naturally to us. What comes naturally is running away from discomfort. So just commend yourself, what a strong being you are, to actively choose to be here and to choose to come onto your mat and get into these really uncomfortable positions. And you know there is so many benefits. That's why you keep coming back. Okay, let's bring a little bit of movement into the fingers, into the toes, and then we can bring them all the way back down. Let's give yourself a big hug. Knees into the chest, interlace the fingers, and gently squeezing them in towards you, the knees into you. And we will find our way into our last pose. So finding your Shavasana. So by the end of the practice, I cannot find words. Alright, so just come and find your Shavasana, your corpse pose, extending the legs, taking the feet wide, nice and wide, arms nice and wide, palms flip up to the sky, tuck the shoulder blades in. Maybe take a few cleansing breaths if that feels like something you want to do. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale again and out. And one last breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Coming into our final surrender in Shavasana, corpse pose. As we release everything in the practice. Release your body, your breath. Any thoughts that may still be lingering. Just completely let go. As you surrender, this is when the magic happens. Bring your awareness to the space between your eyebrows, the center of your forehead. Soften this space, so relax the eyes, the temples, the forehead, the eyebrows, cheekbones. Unlock the jaw. And as you surrender in your body, surrender your awareness now to your higher self, to Source, God, Spirit, love. Let go of anything that is not this connection. This is your power. Your power is found through your vulnerability. It's only when you surrender that you can truly see how powerful you are as you connect into the stream of consciousness that liberates you. Now, if you have time, stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, just deepening that breath. Guiding the breath back into your body. And your awareness comes into the fingers, into the toes as you bring soft, subtle movements back into your limbs. Maybe stretching up overhead. Just bringing that knees into the chest again. Rocking over onto one side. Finding your fetal pose. Maybe just making the pillow with your hand. And just take a few more moments here as you continue to connect within. And then slowly as you like, we're going to find our way up to your seat, your comfortable seat, however that may look. And then from here, keeping the eyes as closed as you can, just placing the palms on the knees, just feeling super grounded now. Connecting into your heart center here. Let's bring the palms together. Place the thumbs on the sternum, the chest, palms together. Maybe just take a moment of gratitude for this space, for this practice, for your willingness, for your strength, and for anything else. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, let's bow the head to our heart center, to our inner teacher, to our inner guides. Namaste. Slowly coming up, releasing the palms and opening the eyes when you're ready. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon.